Specialist Hanson in class. Specialist Lekaden. Lekaden, are you here?
Post.
Alright.
Oh,
Right here.
yeah.
Leonard. Specialist Leonard.
The post.
LeGrand. Okay. Lyles. Alright. Larry. Rathbone.
Hey, Darby Gator don't bang.
And Vincent Guerra. Alright then.
You are awesome. You are.
So the good kind of matters presented for soldiers with exemplary behavior, great conduct, great performance, every 3 years. And these soldiers have achieved that. Okay, first year, we might be out maybe 3 or 4 months late on this right here. Alright? But, great job. What's the colors de oro, San Bolaños?
I don't have the paper.
That's right. Thank you. You must be an NCO.
You can't read?
It ain't that easy. I'm telling y'all. See what he's doing?
Attention orders. Alright, the following orders good conduct medal are presented to Specialist Rathbone, Specialist Leonard, and Specialist Caden. Period of service is
For exemplary behavior, efficiency, and fidelity, and active federal military service. Alright. So the time for Leonard, 11 October 2015, 10 October 2018. You got like kids, man?
So maybe.
And Rathbone's 14 September 2015 to 13 September 2018. Give it up. Speech?
Hey, your shirt says it all, bro. Your shirt says it all.
Okay.
you got
Rathbone.
to this guy's really
Come on.
You are awesome.
This one speech. This my fucking speech.
Hey, I'll
Speak up too.
It took 3 years to do this. But I did it.
Great job.
You better one up that.
Don't get caught.
Scott Robinson.
All you're gonna hear is click.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hobble over here.
Scott Dargan. Scott Dargio. Scott Dargio. Crooks.
Yeah.
Crooks.
Hey, Warren coming through.
Warren.
Hey, that man
Comes
got
off
one
today.
appointment.
Leggett.
What's this go away?
Finally, Leggett. Don't ask me ever again.
Weaver.
Hell yeah.
My boy Weaver.
Living in a
We got a couple of guys. Hey, listen. So the Caribbean Awards are broken down into different sections. We had a small team that went out to the site with the AOB with 1330, and we had a team that went out to another location that was in K2 with us, the FSC element. So we're gonna present these awards first, and then we're gonna present the awards for the kids over with 1330. The citations are different, so bear with us, okay? As each citation is different because everybody here in this group was conducted a different job. At the end of the day, we all helped out each other, especially during the state law missions, but on the daily basis, Sergeant Nicanor was the ESPO NCOIC for the company. He was also the one of the initial soldiers going into the rotation to set up the buildings, the accounts for everything, vehicles, cell phones, you name it. Sergeant Dargan set up the Class 1 account, so by the time we all got up out there, dinner was served the day that it was supposed to be served, and it just kept on going for the remaining of the rotation. Specialist Crooks, he was mostly the S4 NCOIC, since we didn't have an S4 NCOIC for the SORF. He was serving as the S4 NCOIC, and he did a great job. He set up accounts in Camp Carroll and Camp
Crooks.
what is it? Humphreys. There you go. We never ever got shit from Cruz, but see, no, it was a funding issue. When it was not a funding issue, oh man, it was something else. But bottom line, whenever we need to get something from Crooks, he was able to get it. Hustle some stuff out with Sergeant Thornhill, right? Out of Humphreys, out of Carroll. Whatever, they went around, shook some hands, made some friends, and they got us the stuff that we needed, to include chem lights, right? All those chem lights.
Goddamn right.
All those chem lights.
Making proud, man.
And Leggett, first operational rotation out, new to the Army, about 8 months into the Army, right, active duty anyways. He was performing duties as the water and fuel NCOIC, and definitely a great job, Leggett. All right. And Weaver was the LNO for the SORF. He was working with Chief Hendricks, some first class pro over in Camp Humphreys, right? He was setting up with the movement for all the equipment, personnel coming into country and getting out of country. A big task, okay, a huge task. I'm sure everybody's tracking the movement hassles that we're going through right now. So that was we were taking care of for 30 days in Korea. Load and unafraid, right? All right. So again, bear with us. We're gonna read each citation because again, each one was performing different tasks and accomplished different things. So just bear with us.
Milano, don't read this shit this time.
Alright, so attention to orders. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to Sergeant First Class Angel L. Nicanor for outstanding achievement as the ESPO NCOIC Sergeant First Class Nicanor's dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission success. Sergeant First Class Nicanor's distinctive accomplishment reflects great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. Signed, Joshua P. Thiel. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to a Staff Sergeant, it's presented to Sergeant Tyquel J. Dargan for outstanding achievement as a DFAC NCOIC. Sergeant Dargan's dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission success. Sergeant Dargan's distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to Specialist Dean K. Crooks. I didn't know his middle name was K. K. Crooks for outstanding achievement as the S4 NCOIC. Specialist Crooks' dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission success. The Specialist Crooks' distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to Specialist Denzel J. Leggett for outstanding achievement as a Class 1 and 3 NCO. Specialist Leggett's dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission success. Specialist Leggett's distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. All right. Last but not least, the Army Achievement Medal is presented to Specialist Rakeem D. Weaver for outstanding achievement as a movement liaison. Specialist Weaver's dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission success. Specialist Weaver's distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne in the United States Army. How do you stand? Come on, Sarge.
Thanks for Sergeant Commander for this recognition, and I want to say that I could not have done anything out there without you guys to my left. So I thank them also for their support and everything else, making myself successful on the mission that we had in hand. Thank you.
What a selfless man. Selfless.
Same thing, I'd like to thank everybody so much to the left and Sergeant Norris helping out at the DFAG, whether it be KP or just whatever. So thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone, especially on my side. He's right here. Korea was great. Next time you guys also enjoy it. Look forward to it. It's a great experience. You love it.
All right. That man.
Come here.
I'd like to thank everybody to my left and right as well. First Sergeant Commander as well for everything that they taught me, and also you guys get to run to First Sergeant again in your career. Continue to soak up the knowledge because he is like a book.
I would like to thank First Off for recommending me to go down to KRFE and be the LNO for the FSC on their behalf. And it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to almost hurt myself on the jump.
Good man. All right, so KRFE, fleet personnel, Lieutenant Matheny.
That's two bees out here.
And Boswell.
That's out of here. That's my girl. That's gotta be a mistake. Hey, maintenance right there, baby. Chief, show son right there.
That takes care of the
Hey, you better thank Chief Boswell. Shit.
Shout out. That's right, thank you, Daddy.
It's young daddy.
We got children around. Good. All right, so hey, same thing. So for our KRFE sort of personnel, we had a mission. The sort of personnel down at the fleet, they had a different mission, right? These guys were actually able to see the results of their work on a daily basis. Okay, you all know the ones that work with the AOBs. You know how it is. It's busy, fast-paced, and you don't just get to do your job. You do your job and then the U.S. Army job, and that is putting radio watch, cleaning the trains, and then some more radio watch, and then you get to get food for ASTs. That's area support team. You get to do a lot of training with the AOBs. It's a really good experience. It's definitely fast-paced. It's very demanding, but it's very rewarding because those Green Berets, as much as they use you and abuse you per se, lack of better terms, they also train you. And there's a lot of good training that came out of that KRFE exercise, right? Right, Mo?
Absolutely.
Super excited, right?
Very excited.
Yes, all right. Here we go. Attention to orders. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to First Lieutenant Logan P. Matheny for meritorious achievement as a logistics officer during the CFC 19.2. First Lieutenant Matheny's competence, dedication to duty, and selfless service contributed greatly to the mission accomplishment. His outstanding achievements are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to Specialist Darby C. Rathbone for meritorious achievement as a radio telephone operator and communication security repair during CFC 19.2. Specialist Rathbone's competence, dedication to duty, and selfless service contributed greatly to the mission accomplishment. His outstanding achievements are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to the Specialist Thomas J. Lata for meritorious achievement as a petroleum supply specialist during CFC 19.2. Specialist Lata's company's dedication to duty and selfless service contributed greatly to the mission accomplishment. His outstanding achievements are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to Private First Class Mo. Meritorious achievement as an ammunition specialist during CFC 19.2. Private First Class Mo. Dedication to duty, selfless service contributed greatly to the mission accomplishment. His outstanding achievements are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army. And the Army Achievement Medal is presented to Specialist Thor A. Boswell for meritorious achievement as a utilities equipment repair and company radio telephone operator during CFC 19.2. Specialist Boswell's company's dedication to duty and selfless service contributed greatly to the mission accomplishment. His outstanding achievements are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group Airborne, and the United States Army.
I'll start off, I'll be quick. Hey, so first off, thank you to all the people down at K2 that were up here just a minute ago. They were very tolerant of everything that maybe the AOB was asking for and that we couldn't maybe supply. They forgot to mention that they were having, these nice meals and a little bit more per diem and all this stuff while we were eating at the GS25, I think, like every day. But anyways, no, thank you to these guys up here for helping onboard me to the company and kind of show me what FSC was about as I got used to working with in first group. So thank you, you guys, and that's it.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I don't know, I was just sitting at a radio all night with Lada. That was my whole trip. That was the whole trip.
Hey, you got their arm, so be happy.
You can't tell them that.
Now, sitting on the radio and low per diem.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's the struggle.
We did a little more than that. We worked hard, the Koreans worked hard, and then we partied. So,
At least he's honest.
Where to start? We got like 12 hours a day, 2 weeks of Boswell, so it's torture enough.
You're absolutely right.
Deal with him. Like Lada said, we work hard, we party harder. Lieutenant Colonel Kim, if you're out there, my best friend, he knows it. What else we got?
What about me?
Well, who?
Damn, bro.
Darby Cat? No. Taxi rides. Jungju. Best one ever.
Are out there. So LT, these guys that were going through it.
You better say chief.
Gotta,
You better say chief. You better say it.
I gotta thank Sergeant Major Hooten for the constant roasting of
And chief. And chief.
I gotta thank the command team. Really easy. And chief. And none of the defect guys.
Wow!
I wasn't even there. Shots fired. Shout out to Chief.
I wasn't
my day is complete now.
So really quick on the crew before we keep going. So
Get him, big dog. Get him.
All right. John Alvarez.
He's with
He's somewhere.
Alright. So Villegas, Gola. And Leonard.
My hero. That man got two. Damn, I'm surprised.
Okay, so for Specialist Leonard, this is your Impact AEM is back to when the company started conducting training. Atlanta was one of the first areas that we were working at. Command team was deployed over in KRFE, so it was Sergeant Torres, Sergeant Gribacher, and the section sergeants running those exercises. So we got some word that Specialist Learner, after completing his assignment, finding 4 or 5 points during the exercise, he went back and he started just coaching, took the initiative to go around, pick up some of the rest of the soldiers, and started helping them out, finding the points, how to read the map, and how to redo the process. I apologize, okay, for that one. And for that, he's been recognized, okay? Self-service, and the fact that, okay, is not everybody does that. Anybody, I would be done with my 4.5 points, I would just go take a break, take a drink of water, and start looking at the clock. And the fact that you went back out there and helped out the peers, that speaks volumes by you, okay? And with that said, attention to orders. For outstanding achievement during a land navigation exercise, Specialist Learner's dedication to duty, leadership, self-service, technical and technical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission's success. The Specialist Learner's distinctive accomplishment reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group, Airborne, and the United States Army. For Clarice, please. I'm gonna do this too. I'm gonna talk about these 2 AEFs and then I'm gonna follow the orders. For Specialist Villegas, those 2 or 3 days that we had about 1/8 of an inch of snow. Remember when the sky was falling because of the snow, right? Specialist Villegas is on the back, right? I believe it was on the back with you. They picked up the Bobcat with the bucket, right? And cleared up the whole compound. If you guys remember, we kept on closing down posts. A lot of that stuff got canceled because it was really hard to drive. The snow was about this, maybe about this deep. So it was really hard to drive around, and these guys came around, picked up the Bobcat, and cleared out the whole compound. It's not an easy task, even that is the Bobcat. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a very small version of a forklift, and the bucket is about this big. So just to clear out the headquarters area, it takes an immense amount of time. To clear out the whole compound, the main streets of the compound, it takes even longer. So while we were at the house, relaxing because there was no work, right? These 2 guys out here were just shuffling the snow out of the way. And for Golub is, he's been in the company for about a year now, right? He was a late deployer. He met us in Afghanistan. He came in process, got the phone call. Somebody said, we got a brand new cook. First time, what do you want to do? Keep him here? I said, no. SRP him, get him his RFI, send him, bring him over. He came over, and he went over, I think I spoke about you when we promoted you. He went over to Dyer, took over dining facility, and allowed Sergeant Hodeke to move forward. For post-deployment, he's been kicking ass. He was promoted with a waiver from PFC to specialist, and there's been nothing but good things about Golden. Anything and everything that I said about Specialist Golden from the DFAC are good things, okay, good comments. So keep up the good work, okay? Doing good. All right, attention to orders. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to a Specialist Ryan M. Golub for outstanding achievement as a culinary specialist. Specialist Golub's dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission's success. Specialist Golub's distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group, Airborne, and the United States Army. The Army Achievement Medal is presented to a Specialist Emmanuel Villegas for outstanding achievement as a wheel vehicle mechanic. Specialist Villegas' dedication to duty, leadership, selfless service, technical and tactical knowledge contributed greatly to the mission's success. Specialist Villegas' distinctive accomplishments reflect great credit upon himself, 3rd Battalion, the 1st Special Forces Group, Airborne, and the United States Army. Signed, Joshua T. Give it up. Leonard, can we get something from you now?
That was deep. Don't freak out if you get lost. I might come find you.
Goddamn right!
All right,
I just want to say thank you again. I think I talked about it when I got promoted, but of course I've had a lot of help ever since I got here, so appreciate everyone who's helped me adjust and everything. Thank you.
I still think anybody for their help. I'm still coming from the West, becoming my own Bravo, so I'm still trying to learn from the West and trying to better myself. So I'm just trying to do my part. So.
Hey, listen now. So prior Flores, he's been with us for about 6 months now.
Yes.
So came here PV2, came in non-airborne. So he came over, gave it a try. 2-day PFT, was very close to passing the run, and he would have made it maybe airborne school, but we didn't want to take no chances. The first APFT run that he took for the airborne APFT, he scored 16:30, 16 something. He was about 15 minutes, 16 or 15 seconds short. Continued working, and about a month later, he dropped the run time from 16:30 to about 14:30. I think we ran last time, like 2 minutes. Impressive. Okay, if you look into it, it's just like 30 days, 45 days, dropping about 2 minutes is impressive. He went to airborne school, smoked it, came back, so he got his wings. He's a paratrooper now.
Let's go.
Not only that, not only the fact that he's been improving a lot on his AP, on his physical fitness. He went to airborne school, but also just like Lola, he's one of the soldiers that stand out in the DFAC. Hard worker, very disciplined, and I think if you continue like this, Flores, pretty soon you could be a specialist here in the next 6 or 7 months, okay? So just keep up the good work, all right? All right, we're gonna use the promotion and the citation. Right here. Okay. Yes, Sandra?
Yeah, I mean, first on said everything like you said. Flores came in, never had to worry about him slacking off anything like that. Go get it. It's like his fellow cook, go as well as Castle. I have no problems with these soldiers, so good job, well deserving. Good job.
We'll get you 41 in a second because it's way off from here, okay? We'll get you 41 in a second, okay? Give it up.
I just want to thank everybody at the DFAC for helping me and showing me faster ways to do things, and all y'all coming at the DFAC and giving me that work.
Let's go.
All right.
As long as you keep me, bro, we're good.